And let's get into this whole Diddy story. So there's a lot of Diddy tea. So, and I'm gonna take my time with all of this. I'm not gonna sit up in here and recap all the other stuff that went on with him. I've done told y'all that Diddy is nothing but the devil. He's a low down dirty dog until he does right by the women that he's done. Everything he thinks about is gonna fail. It's gonna crumble. It's going straight to hell. Which I've been saying that for the longest. I'm just glad that karma finally showed up to his door and the bitch came to collect. So the first thing is that there's been talk for the past couple of months, ever since the Diddy Cassie situation started, when she first filed her suit, and less than 24 hours, he came out and basically settled with her, even though he called her a liar. Everybody's coming after him. They want a payday, a shakedown, all this other stuff, and still left the shit up there. Had it pinned. He apologized. People easily, gullibly ate it up. I don't forgive him. I've always thought he's full of shit. And the thing with Diddy is the fact that he loves to use God. So he'll mention God, the Lord, forgiveness. He used all the buzzwords, and a lot of y'all just eat it up like it's, the last meal on earth. But I look at him as like, no, you use certain buzzwords to weaponize to get people on your side for sympathy and empathy. But I did not truly in any way believe that what he was, because he is an egomaniac and a sociopath, and has always been that way, and a wannabe damn pimp. So now 50 Cent has been talking about that he's going to be doing this docuseries that he wants to sell about Diddy and going in on him and all the allegations. So now the docuseries, I don't know if it's happened yet. I don't know if it's filmed. But apparently Netflix has decided to snatch up the docuseries. So it says 50 Cent has been hyping up his Diddy documentary for months, and he wasn't trolling his arch enemy, as the project just landed a prestigious new home. And this is according to TMZ. Now, multiple sources said that 50's multi-part documentary about the SA allegations against Diddy was purchased by Netflix. They were told that there is a massive bidding war over the doc, which is produced through 50's G-Unit Film and Television Studios, with multiple networks and all of the streaming platforms attempting to land the series. Now, ultimately, the Big Red N emerged the victor, with sources telling TMZ the new Diddy docuseries will hit the streamers sooner than later. The documentary couldn't be timelier, because, the Mogul has been hit with another civil lawsuit where a model by the name of Crystal McKinney accused Diddy of S-ing her in 2003. Now, hold on, because I do have a picture of her, because I was like, let me show y'all who this lady is, in case y'all didn't see what she was, because I happened to find this YouTube video of her on MTV's True Life. What they did first of all, I used to love MTV's True Life back in the day. I used to watch all of them shows. Where they was talking about she's a model. So yeah, she appeared on there, and her name is Crystal McKinney. And the tea with her is that they were saying that she was invited to his studio and accepted, claiming he and several colleagues were drinking Henny. Shout out to the gays. And she also said that they was smoking drugs. Well, blunts. I said smoking drugs. Yeah, they said it was she also said that she was invited to his studio, and she into his studio, and she accepted, claiming he and several colleagues were, as I said, drinking Henny and smoking. The plaintiffs recall feeling like she was floating after she allegedly took a hit described as being very powerful, which means that it wasn't no straight up weed. They was lacing it with stuff, which, a lot of these people do that. That's why I don't be smoking behind nobody I don't know. She said she believed the joint was laced, per the filing first reported on by TMZ. Now, the model accused Combs of allegedly forcing himself on her after demanding that she follow him to the bathroom, claiming he started kissing her and shoved her head down in his crotch before telling her to suck it. Now, she soon lost consciousness, according to the lawsuit, which stated she woke up in a taxi and realized she had allegedly been SA'd. It's unclear if she was referring to the oral sex or a follow-up act, per the report. McKinney also said that she became severely depressed and attempted to take her own life in 2004. And they're saying that this is a developing story. So, this was bound to happen. Now, two of the things. Let's address this now. The docuseries, because I didn't see the other one. I didn't see the one that's on Tubi. That TMZ, I believe, is the ones that are behind that one, and they interviewed Aubrey and that sort of thing. I didn't watch that one because I don't know. For some reason I can't get behind Harvey. I almost call him Harvey Dent, Harvey Levin, and that whole situation over there, because I always feel like there's always some type of undertone when it comes to these white people that want to jump on hip hop, because the way y'all be handling them situations is completely different than the way, you know, we handle our stuff. Even though we have our issues, especially the way that the neighborhood talk be handling it, and shout out to y'all, or you know, the shade room or whatever the case is. I just don't like the way Harvey moves in regards of trying to handle conversations, black people conversations. And I don't care how many Negroes you know, employ over there. So with all of this stuff coming out, like, I'm not, could this that is possibly true? Who knows? But like I said, when a victim comes out and says that something happened to them, I'm inclined to believe it. Because what I don't understand is that when it comes to people like Cassie or whatever the case was, and all these, you know, these problematic ass men like Stevie J, Queenie ass, and Peter Thomas, and Scrappy, and all the rest of them fools that was coming out and trying to say, oh, well, like, y'all need you know, you need actual proof. Y'all need you know, you need affidavits, you need video footage, you need fingerprints, you need surveillance, you need all this stuff. Y'all always ask for that. But what I don't understand is like why people never looked at and this is what I was thinking about the other day, and I was like, you know what? Now it popped in my head. I'm gonna bring it up. So why was it when that white lady went over and said all that shit about Jonathan Majors, and there was no proof of that he did all this stuff with her? She had a little picture. We saw the video surveillance footage of him trying to get her in the car, and she refused or whatever, and then he runs away, and she chasing him down the damn street, but he gets in trouble and she gets off. So even when there wasn't no proof of what he did to her, just based off hearsay, he was crucified and he ain't been able to get a job since. But when it comes to black women, and I don't care how many quarters of black that Cassie got in her system, her mother's black, she black. But yeah, she's got all kinds of mixes going up and through her. Yeah, she got the Mexican. Yeah, she got the Filipino. Shout out to my Filipinos. I am part Filipino too. So with all of that being mixed up in the mix, she's still a black woman at the end of the day. She's a woman of color. And a lot of times, and shout out to Lunel for saying this, because she was right in what she said when she went on social media, is the fact that if this happened to a white girl, trust and believe, there'd be Amber Alerts, there'd be all kinds of alarms going off. And we hear stories about this all the time, that women of color, especially when it's a black woman that goes missing or indigenous women that goes missing in this country, we barely hear about them. But let some white girl end up disappeared. Less than 24 hours, everybody out there looking for her. So we need to address and acknowledge, you know, the reality of how society, the media, handles certain cases. So if y'all can sit up in there and take Jonathan Majors being this woman beater and all these evil things that this white girl said as fact, then why all of a sudden it's different because it's Cassie? So I'm glad that Cassie found the courage to come out and say what she said and go in and let have on, you know, him, because somebody had to do it eventually. And there's always been stories going on in the industry about Diddy and the alleged accusations of him abusing women. There's one even, and I think, you know what, I'm gonna save that piece for when I talk about Misa. But there's always been stories about him abusing women and stuff. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do y'all believe that he did some stuff to this mom? Look, there's been stories about him going around beating on women and doing all kinds of sexual, weird, freaky shit to people. And I just want to know, where is Janice and them dry ass wigs she be wearing? Where's she hiding at? And why your son so fucked up? So something clearly had to gone on with him as a child, or something in his history or his past that has him in this mindset the way he is. Like, we heard about R. Kelly doing all the crazy shit he did. At least we got a little backstory. And I'm not excusing R. Kelly's behavior, but at least we got a little backstory on why he was the way he was. He was sexually abused, and he opened up about it. So when you are a product of abuse, 9 times out of 10, and I ain't saying all abusers, that's why I said 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10, people who have been abused will abuse someone else. It is a statistic that people who have been a victim of abuse will pass that down to other and abuse others. So clearly something that happened. So somebody diddled with Diddy back in the day. And we need to find out what the tea is. Now he talked about he got therapy. I don't believe it. I don't think he's ever stepped foot in a damn doctor's office, except maybe to get his prostate checked because he is at that age. So that's probably the only time that he's ever been checked out or whatever the case was, to check and see if his anus is working and ain't all kinds of fucked up and looking like Arby's, meat. What kind of meat is that? Pastrami? Like it don't look like old pastrami meat from Arby's. So what's all to say? Just let me know what y'all think down in the comments on this story.